Hello, it's your boy Davidoff. Welcome back to another movie vlog. So on my second channel, Davidoff Films, I've been doing a reaction series called Movie Monday where I react to a movie. Used to be just reviews, now it's reactions. But yeah, this year I've been focusing on horror because I'm not a fan of horror. So there's a lot of horror I've missed out on throughout my life. So I wanted to watch more horror movies. I watched 28 Days Later earlier this year, 28 Weeks Later as well. I watched all the Saw movies, all 10 of them for the first time, obviously. Final Destination as well. I've now watched all 5. I've done reactions to the first 3, edited everything. The third one is going to be out like in August. I recorded my reaction to the 4th one last night and the 5th one today because I wanted to still see it in cinemas. Even though I missed out on it in IMAX, it's still going in cinemas, and I thought to myself, I got an opportunity here to finish 4 and 5 and just go and watch Bloodlines. Now I'm going to see it tonight. I'm very excited for that. And on top of that, newly released this weekend is 28 Years Later. So I'm very excited to watch that and Bloodlines afterwards. Looking forward to it. I was going to watch Elio as well, but I realized I didn't have the time for it because I had too much to edit at home. But I might still check that out maybe in a couple weeks or whatever. But also next week, the F1 movie is coming out, which I'm also looking forward to. So yeah, and July is going to be packed with some big blockbusters. But yeah, Final Destination, only just watched them for the first time recently, and I absolutely love them. They're incredible. I can't believe I missed out on them. They're absolutely brilliant movies. Apart from the 4th one, love the rest of them. And then 28 Days and Weeks Later, I really enjoyed when I first watched them a few months ago. And I'm going to watch 28 Years Later. 2 movies I'm very excited for. Somehow I've avoided spoilers for Bloodlines as well, which is amazing. So yeah, they both got good reviews. They both seem exciting. And hopefully they're both as good as I hope they are. So yeah, let me get the bus. And I've got this home to my weekend. I've got my home to myself all weekend. My mom's gone to Norwich on holiday for the weekend. She left on Friday morning, back on Sunday evening. So I've got a lot of freedom today. So yeah, that's nice. Anyway, I'm going to head to cinema, get back, and I'm going to do some streaming tonight on Twitch as well for F1. And then Sunday, I'm going to just spend all day working on videos. So not really much has changed, except it's just me in the flat. There's nothing else has changed, really. I'm just editing videos all weekend. Then I'm back to work on Monday. How fun. It's been a tiring 5 days before this weekend off, I'll tell you that much. Anyway, let's get to Cineworld. We are here on a nice hot summer's day. I had a bit of a personal change of plans because something came up. I had to stay behind to sort something out. Now I'm watching very late. Thankfully Saturdays the movies run a bit later. Both of these movies have 10 p.m. showings. So I'm first watching the 7:40 p.m. showing of 28 Years Later. Originally I was going to watch 6 o'clock. Now it's 7:40 in about 5 minutes time. And then the 10 o'clock Final Destination Bloodlines, which should finish by like midnight, something like midnight, and the last bus home is at 12:20. There's a night bus as well, but I gotta walk to it. But regardless, I'll get home before 1 a.m. It's a late night for me, but I'm looking forward to it. 2 movies that are hopefully good, and first is 28 Years Later.
Why? Who's going to arrest me? Other cops?
Yes.
They cancelled the showing for Final Destination. If only that thing didn't come up. I had to flip and get something sorted out. I could have watched both movies. I could have watched the 6 o'clock of this and then the 8:40 of the other one. I did expect them to cancel it. It's a Saturday night. I guess it didn't get any sales. But they cancelled it like 2-3 hours before. I'm just like, what? There's a 10 p.m. showing to Elio right now. I could have gone and see that, but I thought I'll come back another time. I just want to see Final Destination. And I got videos to record in it, so I'll come back tomorrow. They're showing at 2:30 afternoon tomorrow, Sunday. I might come back and do that same vlog. There's also like 3 other movies showing late, like there's Karate Kid at 10 p.m. There's another thing showing at 9:40. I'm just like, why did they cancel Final Destination? For flip's sake. For flip's sake, it is what it is. It is what it is. 28 Years Later. I thought the film was fine. I thought it was alright. I didn't think it was like that great. I think it was the weakest of the trilogy actually. I think Days and Weeks were definitely better. There are a few frustrating parts of the movie in terms of like there's certain decisions that characters make that to me just makes no sense, especially the kids sometimes. And there's this new type of zombie, right? So it's like would it be a spoiler if I say it? I don't know. But there's a special type of zombie. It's like it's smarter than the other ones, a lot smarter, and a lot angrier as well. The way the zombie's introduced is pretty crazy, and I gotta say, there's a couple times where there's a zombie, like not necessarily like the smart ones, just generally. There's a couple opportunities where a zombie should have been killed and they weren't, and I was just like, what are these characters doing? Just take it out. That I think comes under the bad decisions that certain characters made. But there were some scenes that to me just didn't make any sense. There were some scenes that were like, what on earth is going on? I still think the movie was like, I still think the movie was pretty good. I just don't think it was great. I don't think it was as good as it could have been. I think they definitely did a lot of things better. There's a couple other things to introduce as well. Like there's a particular scene with a female zombie, and I'll just leave it at that because otherwise just spoilers. These zombies evolve. They do evolve. They evolved in 28 weeks later as well, but obviously 28 years is a big bloody gap. It's interesting how they evolve. So I'm actually intrigued to see how they, like, if they do sequels. I think they are doing sequels. I hope they, dive into that a bit more because there's a lot of story to tell. There's a couple random characters that just came in, and I wouldn't say they were cameos, but there were just a couple characters that I thought, right. Why were they in the movie? So yeah, there were some very weird decisions that characters made. There's definitely some instances where the characters made it hard for themselves, where they could have taken care of zombies easily, and they just didn't. And I'm just like, what are you doing? Do you remember what universe you're living in? what apocalypse you're living under? It's interesting how the outbreak in Paris from the previous movie apparently just got pushed straight back, and like Britain's the only place that was infected. I thought that was like a funny detail at the start of the film. And this is like the first 5 seconds of the movie, by the way. It's not a spoiler. I think the movie has a lot of flaws, and I just don't think it was as good as it could have been. I think it could have been a lot better than that. Having said that, I don't think it was bad either. I thought this movie was alright. I think it was alright. I'll give it a 7. I think a 7 is a fair rating. I just don't think the movie was that great, but again, not that bad. I'm just sort of like in the middle, like, yeah, okay, that was pretty good. I do want to see more, but I think they got to up the quality because it wasn't anywhere near the level of the first two. That's for sure. It just wasn't there. And when you consider you got Danny Boyle and Anis Garland involved, like those are two big names. I thought they'd come up with something better than this. Even the action scenes were good, but like a lot of the zombie scenes, I think, could have been scarier, could have been more terrifying, and just could have been better filmed, really. Well, I say better filmed. They're filmed in a similar style to the first two, but like even then, they even changed that a little bit. I feel like I don't know. It feels like a lot was missing, and it just didn't feel on that special level that the first two did. So I don't know whether it's because they changed something up or something else, but it just many parts of it didn't feel right. So I'll put it that way. But yeah, the acting was good. Big fan of Jodie Comer and Aaron Taylor Johnson. But some of the decisions, again, that people made, including that kid, especially that kid, I'm just like, oh my days. Oh my days. But yeah, there's some intriguing things that happen, especially a scene on a train that I did not expect to see. I was just like, wait, what? And yeah, a scene. Well, I don't want to go too much into scenes because I don't want to end up spoiling the movie. But yeah, 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Part of me wants to give it a 6.5 because I think 6 is too harsh. But I'll be nice. I'll give it a 10. Sorry, not a 10. I'll give it a 7. A 7 out of 10. A 7 out of 10. And I'll be back tomorrow for Final Destination Bloodlines. Hopefully that is as good as I expect it to be, because 28 years later, has left me feeling quite underwhelmed. Been waiting for this boss a bit longer, and I started thinking a bit more. Even though I still don't think it was that bad, I'm a little bit underwhelmed, as I said, and a little bit disappointed, to be honest. And that's kind of what I've been saying, just not in so many words. Yeah, it's still a 7 for me. It's just that the quality is a lot lower than what I thought it might be, considering who's involved with writing and directing it. And on top of that, it's a sequel to 2 very good movies. And I'm just like, what have they done? But it wasn't terrible. I didn't come out thinking, oh, that was bad. I was still interested, engaged the entire time. And I was invested in the characters and the new concepts and everything. And if they do a sequel, I'll watch it. I actually look forward to a sequel if it's done well. I think they could do it really well. Apparently, Cillian Murphy's returning for the sequel as well. So I actually want the sequel. But this movie, I think, it could have been levels more than, it was levels below what it could have and probably should have been. I'm just surprised. I'm just very, very surprised. I'm perplexed. Yeah, that's enough talking. I'm still going to stick with a 7. But my days. I may not see that one again. Okay. Back tomorrow. Good morning. Or shall I say afternoon? Well, it's like 1:40. I streamed F1 last night on Twitch until about 4 in the morning. I was so tired last night as well, even at the start of the stream. I didn't even feel that tired before I started. As soon as I started streaming, I started yawning. I'm just like, what's going on today? I was going to stream a bit longer as well, but I thought, let me just prioritize my sleep. I had a good amount of sleep. Now I'm up and I'm ready to go. My main thing, because I'm quite a stingy person when it comes to like travel, spending on travel in London. And it's $175 per bus. It's the same price if you take 2 buses within an hour. So 2 for 1 within an hour. But that doesn't make a difference between coming home, because obviously the movie's going to be over an hour long. But anyway, yesterday, if the movie wasn't cancelled at 10 p.m. yesterday, it would have been simple. $175 there, $175 back. £3.50. Nice and simple. But because I got to go back today, it's £7 over the weekend. £7 on buses over the weekend for a fairly, like it's like a half an hour journey. It just annoys me, because when it comes to spending on travel, I'm actually very, very stingy, and it just bloody annoys me. Why did they have to cancel that showing? When there's Odeon. Odeon had a show at 11:30. I was just like, 11:30 p.m. when it's not even like a new release. I'm just like, that's insane. I'm just like, how dare you cancel the 10 p.m.? They had like 4 different movies running at 10 p.m. Why did they cancel one? I mean, I guess I had no bookings, but like even like Elio had a 10 p.m. booking. He had like 2 seats in there. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm gonna go see it. Also, I've noticed that the F1 movie has showtimes on Wednesday, and I'm off on Wednesday. So that is very good news. Very, very good news. Anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to also a good July and August. There's a lot of things we're doing in August, not just movies, but events, July and August that I'm very excited about sharing with you. So look forward to some good vlogs, hopefully, in the next 2 months. But June is ending pretty good. So we're watching Bloodlines today, and then on Wednesday, watch F1. So I'm very excited. Anyway, let's head back to the cinema. That's my movie collection. You can't see it close up right now, but there's a bit of everything there. Well, not as much horror, actually. Should probably add some horror in there, but it's pretty good. I watch them all on my 4K Blu-ray player with my 4K TV. It's a nice setup, although I need a more comfortable seating plan, because it's just a bed in here and there's nothing to lean on, and it's a bit awkward. So just got to sit down to watch it. But regardless, beautiful collection. Beautiful collection. Wish I can go through it, but I think on Davidoff Films at some point I'll go through the whole collection, but probably end of the year or probably next year. I don't know. I'm talking too much. It's already been 3 minutes of this bloody clip. Let's get to the cinema and review some Final Destination Bloodlines! A lot of traffic on Sunday afternoon. Most traffic I've seen in months, and it's on a Sunday. Anyway, it's 2:28, so good timing. Movie 2:30, obviously adverts will be there. But yeah, Final Destination Bloodlines, let's do this. There's actually a bit of a crowd in there as well. For 28 years later last night, there were like 35, 40 people in there, which is good. It was quite packed. Obviously, new release Saturday night. Apart from 2 people, there were 2 people near me who came really late and had their phones on like for half the movie and kept talking. I'm just like, I could still hear the movie, but they're so annoying. They just kept talking and talking. I was just like, when does it end? It was just two annoying people. But still, it was still a good crowd for those like 35, 40 people. For this one, there's about 15 in there. Movie's been out over a month. It is obviously Sunday, and obviously there'll be some people who haven't seen it, some people will probably rewatch it. But 13 people, including me, there's 14. You know, it's not too bad a turnout. Not too bad a turnout. But here we are. Let's get in. I've managed to avoid pretty much all spoilers. Apparently, there's a really good premonition scene. Apparently, it might be the best in the franchise. And the deaths are ridiculous. And apparently, people are made of jelly in this. Those are the 3 semi-spoilers that I got, which is not too bad. I've managed to avoid pretty much everything. So let's get in and enjoy this.
Have you seen this? They forgot on the temples. They what?
Well, that was bloody crazy. Bloody crazy. I need some fresh air after that one. My days. That was the best one since 2. Best one since 2, hands down. That was incredible. 9 out of 10. First 2, I think, were just the best, but this is the best since then. Really, I love 3, but I think it's better than 3. I think it's easily better than 4, and it's definitely better than 5 as well. But even though I enjoyed 5, 4 was the weakest one. That's the only one I thought that wasn't that great. But yeah, Tony Todd's character from the first 2 films, his character is tied in really well. Like, you get a backstory for him in a way, and you find out why he is the way he is and why he knows so much. So that ties in really well. That is a very good send-off to him as well. I feel like they did a nice ending for him, obviously because he died in real life. Rest in peace. I think that they did his character justice in this franchise, and the way they tied his character together was great. You get an answer to what happened to Kimberly from the second movie, because obviously her and that cop, they're the only ones that lived at the end of the movie. Everyone else died, right? So did she end up dying anyway? You get the answer to that. You don't get the answer to the cop, but you do get the answer to her, like what happens or doesn't happen to her. So basically, this one is the most plot in it compared to the other films. This one's the most plot. Also the longest movie, but it has the longest plot. The most plot, I mean. So there's this woman who has a premonition about an accident, and this happens in decades ago, like in the 60s or whatever, or 70s. She has this premonition, and she ends up saving a lot of lives because of it. And then she spends the rest of her life obsessing over death, and she finds a way to keep herself safe over death. But because of that, because she was supposed to die, and a lot of people were supposed to die in this big accident, which was a crazy premonition scene, by the way. The premonition scene was insane at the start. Like, I could see what people meant when they said this is the best one. It was a crazy premonition scene at the start of the movie. So she's kept herself alive for so long, and because of that, she had kids. Her kids had kids. You get the point. And all the people that survived, they had kids as well. So all these people that were born were never meant to be alive in the first place. So death is now on the cusp of coming after all of them. Now that their grandma has survived this long, it's death's time to finally start moving. Basically, this premonition she had decades ago, her granddaughter, who's the main character in this, she starts having the same premonition. She's just having a dream, a nightmare about her grandma's premonition. So there's a sign that death's coming after them, and she tries to tell her family, and yeah, basically death's coming after the family, and she's got to try and warn them. She's got to try and warn her brother, her cousins, her aunt and uncle. Everyone's in danger. It's a whole family sort of thing. And yeah, it all ties in really well. You get the connection to Kimberly as well, the connection to Tony Todd. Everything all ties in really well. They've really branched everything together, put everything together really well. And it was a really good movie. The way it ended was shocking and abrupt, but it's in typical Final Destination style, that's for sure. So yeah, it is incredible. They've achieved something brilliant with this. And it was a bloody well-made movie. I really loved it. Really, really loved it. I definitely want to see it again. I got to get this whole... I hope there's a 4K set for all 6 movies, because I'll get it. I'll bloody get it. But I am out of here right now. Hope you enjoyed the vlog. And yeah, this is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Easy 9 out of 10. What a movie. What a movie. I wish it wasn't cancelled last night. It would have been incredible last night. But yeah, got a good crowd as well. More people came in. A few people came in late. There were about 20-25 people in there. So safe to say everyone was shocked. So yeah, see you later.